at war with myself, I just called a truce. I pray to God to keep the peace, I still let it loose. Pasadena, California, thought you knew. Right at the top of Los Robles, what it do? Station wagon, turn the caddy tires, spin off. Can't be scared to thorn from the shoulders, get off. Caught my first fade from Sadiq, it's a dime. Took an L, but it's cool, wasn't scared, so I'm fine. Ain't no looking like a bitch in front of dad and my mom, huh?
So the other day I did practice flying, and today we're going to do a real flight. We're going to fly to Seattle. We're going to fly from Portland to Seattle just for fun. And it happens to be the same weekend as the air show, so check this out. That's badass. I want to fly that. So this is a treat. I just finished pre-flighting this airplane behind me that I'm flying. It's a smaller airplane than I flew the other day. Not my best choice of airplane to fly, but it flies real easy. It's cheap on gas and it's cheap to rent. And the bigger ones behind it are not available. But another good treat is the snowbirds are all here lined up. They're at the McMinnville Air Show. If you've ever seen the snowbirds, you can watch some videos. I'll put a little clip of snowbirds in here. And they're gonna go take off here in a minute and have probably like a 2-minute flight south to McMinnville, which normally in this airplane takes me 15 minutes. This is what we're flying today. Cessna 152 two-seater. Slow, perfect for building time. It's pretty comfortable. It's got modern avionics. I'll show you in a minute. We didn't make it to Seattle. We didn't make it to Seattle because we got almost all the way up there. I'll show you my flight path here. And then we started having the engine was a little rough, and it wasn't, the RPMs were moving around a little bit because the engine was just a little bit rough. And I was going to go into a very busy airspace with lots of air traffic and I knew they were going to switch me to multiple air traffic controls because that's what happens last time when I went through there. I didn't want to take the chance of having a mechanical failure or issue while I was in that airspace for many reasons. One, super congested, busy airspace. Two, you're getting switched over every few minutes while you're trying to mitigate what's going on with your airplane. And three, if something did happen, then the plane is stuck there and we were stuck there. And how do we get the plane that's rented, it's not mine, back to Hillsboro? Or how to get maintenance to the plane, which is probably not my responsibility, but it's something I thought about. And then we still have to get ourselves back to Portland. So I made the smarter decision to just turn around and just continue to monitor the engine. And it smoothed out after a little bit and flew back to Portland with no issues, landed safely, parked the plane, wrote up the scenario and what happened and everything, and handed that over to the mechanics to the flight school, and they'll hand it to the mechanics. And me, myself being a mechanic, I really wanted to tear into it, but I got to remind myself, I'm only renting the airplane. It's not mine. I don't own it. I can't touch anything on there because then I'm liable. So I didn't do that. I just looked around. I gave it a visual inspection. I used the flashlight. I looked in the engine compartment. I did see a little bit of stuff, but nothing alarming. It looked pretty normal. So we'll find out what happened with that airplane later. Now I'm heading back to the airport, the international airport, to catch a flight because I'm going back to Boise, and then you'll see car content in Boise. So I'll see you in a few hours. So we're back in Boise. Well, actually, I've been back in Boise for a little bit. But we're gonna head to the DIY shop that I found here. We're gonna change the rear lower control arms. They call them Porsche calls those the tie rod ends, which is strange because they're not attached to a steering unit, but we're gonna change those. We're gonna inspect the lower coffin arm on the rear. I bought those also. Those work front or rear. So I bought those. I may or may not use those. I want to see the condition, and also after I changed the rear tie rod, which is the last trailing lower link arm. After I change that, I want to see the condition and does it still make any squeaky noise? 'Cause right now, obviously it squeaks. But if it doesn't make any noise, I may not change those, but we'll see. The most important part is I need to mark on the toe. Well, I guess it is a tie rod end because you can adjust the toe. So the toe markings on the subframe, I need to put a Sharpie on those, and I'll show you that. I need to Sharpie those where the position they're at right now, so that when I change these control arms, I put them in the exact same position, so that at least the car drives pretty much like it's driving now, and then I can go get an alignment. So we got the sway bar off, and let me show you something I just found. Porsche said that these have play in them, but I had no play in it. I can't get that fucker removed. It's seated in there perfectly. I'm gonna change it anyways, because I bought them, and then I might change the coffin arms because of the ball joint. It looks fine, but that would make noise, especially that end of it. Shocks look good, but check this out. See how these are sitting higher? Oh, let's see, right there. See how it's sitting? Actually, this one's lower and this one's higher. If we come to the other side, this one's halfway up and this one's all the way up. Now remember, this side is the side that got the bent wheel when I hit that damn pothole. All right, so this is the new one. This is the old one. They look the same. This one does look like it's a little bent a little bit. This is the side that I bent the wheel on. Look pretty similar, but when it's in the car, this looks like it has a little bend in it. But that's pretty worn for only less than 2 years. How's the new one turn? Let's see. Yeah, that's stiff. I can't even move it. So that's already worn out in less than 2 years. It's pretty surprising. So the other thing I want to show you, which is a pain in the ass, is this bolt here. To get it out, it comes here and it hits your header if you have stock headers like me. The only way to get it out is to keep turning it like this, little by little, and it will thread out of the frame. It's not supposed to thread in that subframe, but that's the only way to get it, because when you keep threading it, it starts turning and going that way, so you can get past the header. Otherwise, you can't get it in. So remember, when you put it back in, come at an angle and thread it, and it will straighten out. And put your marks on there so that you know where to put it when you reinstall it, and then go get an alignment. I was gonna do the coffin arm, but then I remembered this bolt is easy, that one is hard to get to. So I think we're not gonna do the coffin arm today. And this is after. Much cleaner. That way this does not seize inside of here and get all rusted. So I'm all done. It was a pain in the ass. So I even literally hurt my back. After I installed it, I went for a drive and I noticed, well, it was pretty obvious. My steering wheel was like way off, not even close. And I was like, what the hell just happened? Because I thought I had installed the toe end bolts exactly in the same position as I removed them. I knew it still needed alignment, but I wanted to at least put them back in the same spot. That's why I put paint marks on them. Well, I looked back at my video that you guys had just saw me before I removed it, and I realized that the right wheel, the toe bolt, was not sitting, the eccentric bolt was not sitting where it's supposed to be. I'll show you a picture of how it was sitting and how it should be sitting. And so I had to do that again. So I did spend another hour back up on the lift. I went back to the place and got it straight. And now the steering wheel is exactly the same as when I brought it in with new parts. So on Monday, we will get in alignment and get that all sorted out. I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or because I've done it so many times, but just changing the control arm should have taken me 10 minutes. And it kicked my ass today. So I did have the coffin arms, and I decided not to do them mainly because the DIY shop I was using did not have the tools that I'm familiar with. They had a lot of tools, but I have every tool that I know I need to change those coffin arms, and so I don't want to mess that up. So I'm not going to change them at this time. I'm going to keep them in the car, and the next time I change the shocks, I will get those. Speaking of which, I've decided I'm going to put the OEM shocks back on. Reason being, the other day I was driving through a neighborhood looking at houses, and I saw this dip. It was a little minor dip. Went through the first one, the first 2 or 3, no problem. Then I saw another one that looked even less, or looked more shallow, less deep than the others. And when I went into the dip, it was so wide, it bottomed my car completely. I could physically feel and hear the bottom of the car scraping on the ground. Well, today in the shop, and I thought it was only the front. Today, while I had the car up in the air, I looked at the muffler on the back, especially on the right side, and it scraped the headers on the right side. Luckily, it didn't break them. It just barely scraped them, but it's enough. I'm putting the shocks back on. Now, I am considering doing the coilovers because coilovers are height adjustable, and then you can raise the coilovers up if you scrape on the ground. And I want to do the coilovers. The only thing keeping me from doing the coilovers is the price, because I just spent almost $9,000 fixing Sophia's Volkswagen CC. That was a lot of money. I could have easily done the coilovers. I could have actually gotten Olin's coilovers for that amount of money fixing another car. So I think when I get home the next time the car's home, and I am going to take the car back to Portland and swap wheels for the winter and also the suspension. And we will do the coffin arms. I'm going to do both upper control. Both Porsche didn't say that the upper 2 control arms were bad, but especially on the right side, I can hear them creaking. I can't 100% tell if it's that or it's the shock itself. In any case, that'll all get changed the next time I go back to Portland. The car is going to make it to Portland sometime late October. So that won't be the next video, but might be 2 videos from now. But that's the plan anyways.
The next day.
I'm going to a Porsche event that I was supposed to register for, but the person that invited me didn't send me the registration link. So we're just going to park with the general public and walk around and look at cool cars. I'm going to take the GoPro with me. I haven't used it in forever, and see if I can get some cool shots using the GoPro. I'll put it in the wide angle, see if we can get some drone looking shots just using the GoPro. See you in a bit. I had to get a little spirited driving out of my system. So in less than 2 miles, I'm going to take my exit, and we're going to go to the Village at Meridian. If you've ever in Boise, the Village at the Meridian is a city. It's a suburb of Boise. It's a outdoor shopping mall. Well, for this event, they'll close off all the inner streets and it'll be lined with all kinds of Porsches. I did not register. I should have. I was too busy working on this thing yesterday. I was gonna say piece of crap, but it's not a piece of crap, but that's how I felt yesterday. So I was busy working on this yesterday, so I didn't register, and so I'm just gonna park with the general public. So once we get there, I'll try to find a friend of mine that invited me, and we're gonna look at some cool cars. Since I didn't pre-register, I'm parking all the way out here like a peasant. Behind me is the village. That's where the cars are. My beautiful car. A nice, is it E36 BMW? Oh no, that's a 5. It's not a 3. I wonder if that's a V10. If it is, those things are sick. You guys will see when I get inside, there's a GT3 RS that just rolled in. I don't know if he registered, but I would assume they did. So hopefully we'll see a GT3 RS as well. Walking by and I saw this. That's sexy. And that. Is that a sign? Is that my next car? A Cayenne? And especially living up here in Boise in the winter, that might be my next car. We're keeping the 911 though. Just think about that.
I ain't at war with myself, I just caught a truce. I pray to God to keep the peace, I still let it loose. Pasadena, California, thought you knew. Right at the top of Los Robles, what it do? Station wagon, turn the caddy tires, spin off. Can't be scared to thorn from the shoulders, get off. Caught my first fade from Sadiq, it's a dime. Took an L, but it's cool, wasn't scared, so I'm fine. Ain't no looking like a bitch in front of dad and my mom, huh? Think a nigga soft because I'm quiet. If you wanna die, then come try. I'm from the family full of killers, I ain't lying. I came from top ramen, now it's mission. I ain't a thug, I'm a boss with a synonym. I'm tired of being humble, now I'm militant. I bought a rolling for the time because I'm diligent. Ain't no minimums, I won't own the shit. I need a motherfucking mansion with a boat. $1 million a quarter, what the quota is. Yeah, I'm talking like the man, cause I know he is. Oh, Lord, it's about time. Get that bread, I'm about mine. I call truce, it's just fine. Still got ties on both sides. Oh, Lord, it's about time. Get that bread, I'm about mine. I call truce, it's just fine. Still got ties on both sides. Tell them that I'm Hemothy. Seen a bunch of killers I ain't mean to see. I ain't rich yet, but I'm fiend to be. Did it on my own, ain't no team with me. I got green to see, what's a greenery? Might break a heart, ain't no leaving me. Plus I got some things to see. On a different frequency. I was born in California, if it ain't the better watch out for the essays. We was skipping class, essay. Back in 02 when the Lakers and the Nets played. Name good in every hood, that's legitimate. Ain't no beef, but if it is, I'm equivalent. I had to level up, but now I'm limitless. Learn the game, turn my pain into dividends. Oh, Lord, it's about time. Get that bread, I'm about mine. I call truce, it's just fine. Still got ties on both sides. Oh, Lord, it's about time. Get that bread, I'm about mine. I call truce, it's just fine. Still got ties on both sides. Oh, Lord, it's about time. Get that bread, I'm about mine. I call truce, it's just fine. Still got ties on both sides. Oh, Lord, it's about time. Get that bread, I'm about mine. I call truce, it's just fine. Still got ties on both sides.
So check this out. This is a 930 slant nose. First of all, it's probably been over 2 decades since I've seen one of these in person. This thing is amazing. All the vents are functional. The big whale tail spoiler. It's sick. It is so sick. It does have more modern wheels than what originally came on it, so it can have modern tires. But what an amazing looking car! I couldn't get over all of it. Look through the front fenders here. You can see down to the ground. You can see the tire in there. Sick, sick car. And then if you look in my video, or a little bit earlier in the video, I said, did you notice it? Check this out. This is a 964 slant nose. I have never seen one of these in person in my life. The headlights pop up like the 928, but it is a 964 slant nose 911. First time ever seen this. 964 Turbo S. Sick, sick car. This was my favorite car. It's a 1988 Porsche 911 in marine blue with red interior and a black dash. I love the red and black combo on the inside. Beautiful leather wrapped steering wheel. Just classic. Absolutely gorgeous. I was talking to the owner. I actually went and looked at this car 4 or 5 times. I'm trying to convince the owner to sell me the car. This thing is spectacular, but it's also a little too clean. You can tell it does not get driven. Look how clean the engine bay is. There's not a single mark on it anywhere. It's completely clean. Look how beautiful this thing is. I would love to have this. So after the car show, I took off and took the Porsche on a nice long drive through the back roads, through some mountain passes, and just put a lot of miles on it, put a lot of heat cycles in it, because I really wanted to test if I'm still hearing any noise. And I can report there's no more noise. What I gotta do now is get an alignment. One of the things that I've been thinking about, I keep thinking about, is how much longer do I keep the Porsche? I love the car. I love driving it. It's the best car, probably one of the best cars I ever owned. But there's one other thing to it. There's a little stress. Every time you hear a creak, every time you hear a noise, every time you got to replace a damn part, there's an extra layer of stress to know what's next, what's going to break next. So far, it's all been pretty much easy stuff. Now, I will say the transmission is shifting smoothly. I have no issues. It's not slipping, anything like that. I do occasionally get a little clunk if I take my foot off the gas, put my foot back on the gas pedal. From what I understand, that's by design. Porsche made these cars with the PDK to clutch kick, so that, actually, I'm not even explaining how to do it. Michael Farrah did a really good job of explaining how you do it, but basically, he did it with a turbo. If you're on the throttle, I think you take your foot off the throttle for a second, put it right back on it, and hit the pedal at the same time, and it'll break the rear end loose so you can drift an all-wheel drive car. I'm not going to try that, because one of the things about an all-wheel drive car is you got to get a lot of speed going to get that thing to drift, and it's a little scary. The other part of it is, with an all-wheel drive car, if something breaks, it seems like it's twice as expensive as a rear-wheel drive car. So that's a little stress that I keep thinking about and I can't get my head out of. What do I get that's less expensive than the 911? A Golf R, an Audi S6, S7, something like that, or an S5, or a Mini Cooper S. That's completely not a 911, but one of the most fun cars I've ever driven. Whatever it will be, the next car will be a manual. Maybe we convert this one to a manual. I know it's not common. Very few people have done it. But I am very interested in finding out what it would take to make this car a manual drive. There's one car I kept seeing today that I really, really liked. And that was the GT 4.0. GTS 4.0, the Cayman. I really like that car. It is sharp. It looks aggressive in the front. I have not driven one, but I know they drive extremely well and everyone loves them. My only hang up with that car, the only hang up I have, is the space. The 911 has got a lot of space. I know, now I'm splitting hairs here because we're talking about practicality. So the 911 has got a frunk, a lot of space behind the front rear seats, and you can fold the backrest of the seats. You have a parcel shelf and you have all the space over the engine. So the 911 actually has a lot of practical space without putting stuff in your passenger seat. With the Boxster Cayman, you have a front and you have a trunk, but the trunk is wide, but it's shallow. It's not very deep. And you don't have any space behind your rear seats for a bag. You might have space for like one thing, but you don't have space to put like a backpack or something like that. If I'm mistaken, please let me know. So I really, really like that car, and I'd love to have one of those in manual, but the space and the other part is they don't come in all-wheel drive. They only come in two-wheel drive. Now, a lot of you will say that's how cars should come. It's a sports car. I hear what you're saying, but I like to drive my car all year long. Rain, snow, bad weather, good weather, doesn't matter. I like to drive it. And I just like having the option of having all-wheel drive. I've driven plenty of two-wheel drive cars, either front wheel or rear wheel drive, in winter, in snow, and been just fine. But I like having the comfort of having an all-wheel drive vehicle. So those are my only two hangups. It's not all-wheel drive, and it has a lot less space than the 911. The price tag's better too. So that might be a car that might actually fit everything I'm looking for without me changing to something radical. So for now, the only thing I do know is I'm going to eat some dinner and I'm going to watch some TV and edit these videos for you guys. So see you on the next video.